hope this chair doesn't fall and collapse.
It survived me.
Okay.
Welcome to the second edition of Sam Jude's Tea Party. I'm pretty sure I've changed the name. I've completely forgotten the name from last episode. But that is how it goes. I'm English and forgetful, apparently, according to you ignorant Americans. But that is fine. I have two guests here today, and these two guests are two magnificent sons of guns. I have to my left.
White people like saying that.
Shut up.
Okay.
And it's my show. To my left, I have the one and only, the child of the ghetto, Kris Album. Kris. And on my right, I have the mustache rider himself, the Russ. Gentlemen, before we start, I'd like to fix you both a drink. And I haven't already asked this already, so I already know what drinks they want.
Not at all.
No, you can both confirm that, right?
That's right.
Right,
Never
okay. So, Kris, what drink do you want that you already haven't told me?
I'll take some Fireball.
I thought you were going to say that. I even got you a nice glass cup. I know that you're a dad now, so I want to be able to give you a responsible drink. So there
By the way,
you
my
go.
dad was a Desert
There
Eagle.
you are. You wanted a small...
That's pretty good.
Oh, do you want me to do you want a little bit more?
Put a little bit more.
Oh, I can pour a little bit more in. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There's a little bit more in.
Where's the big shot?
Russ, what do you want from...
Oh, you know, wink.
Oh, okay. I'm going to just make you up a concoction of
Yeah,
whatever
just
I
go off the
fancy.
top of your head.
I'm going to... Oh, we decided you'd have to transform a cup.
That's right.
Actually, did you want to transform a cup?
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah, you're having that. So
We haven't agreed on this already.
So you're having a chug of that.
Uh-oh.
God, I've nearly gone through half a bottle of this
Fucking
already.
chug in my ass.
So we've got that. And some apple moonshine as well, because nothing goes better with Fireball whiskey.
You gotta throw in a strawberry in there for me.
No, that's apple.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I just done there, but yeah, you can have
Is
that.
there already apple?
I call this the
Floating around
fuck all cup.
No?
The fuck all cup. Right, one sec. Let me fix myself a drink. It's not gonna
Don't
be...
you guys know it's the Paul Fuck All Memorial?
Well, it's actually.
I thought it was a
There's nobody else here. What's up, America?
This has been filmed in front of a large studio audience. What did I want in this?
I don't
apple
know.
juice.
You never told us.
No, I just wanted apple juice in this. I can't. Mike, could you stagehand? Could you open that apple juice for me? This is the perks of being the
Magnificent
host of the Sam Jude Tea Party, or whatever I called it.
Are you the hostess with the most
What
snakes?
was that one, Kris?
I don't know.
Pure love.
Things getting weird, I guess.
Things are going to get a lot weirder before they get bad.
100%
Thank you very much, stagehand. Thank you.
Pure love.
Right, so we're going to start this off with, you know how it goes. If you watch the last show, we start off pretty normal.
No one watched that.
Was there only
No one watched the
before
last show
this?
because it hasn't even been released yet. But if you watch the last show, we start pretty normal, and then it gets a little bit weirder as Kris drinks that and tries to big show over the ropes. So,
Sorry.
first of all, let's ask a pretty standard question. What is your favourite backyard match you've ever been in? Russ, would you like to start the proceedings?
Absolutely. Actually, my favorite yarding match ever, and this is to an accreditation of the people that are here currently because they made it happen, was me versus Kris Frank. I would have to say that 3-minute some odd slow motion sequence just made me show that, being a comedy guy doesn't take away from your ability at all. You can actually get heat from people by being a funny, silly son of a bitch. And I was nervous as hell for that match, but it came out pretty awesome. And you can tell where I fucked up a couple times, but it came out pretty awesome.
You enjoyed it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. It was one of my personal favorites, and the fact that, I wasn't very worried about it in the way of wrestling ability. I was worried about it am I going to meet the expectations of somebody like Kris Frank, who's pretty standard with putting together matches, and it was very easy to put together with somebody that is clearly more experienced than I was, which is not to be a dick, a bit of a rarity.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So, yeah.
So your match would be Kris Frank?
Yes.
Right, okay. Kris, what would your favourite backyard wrestling match you've ever been in, what would it be?
I'd have to give it to my second match with Mike Damage at TKM 3.
why don't you guys just suck each other off now?
Well, first of all, to some people, go on, stage
Hi,
hand.
Mike.
Stagehand. Off you go.
His name's
No,
Mike too.
well, to some people, that's considered our first match. That's a,
Yeah, but
that's a
which
joke
isn't
that
true.
That's a joke that maybe one person understands. But
Uh-oh.
no, but yeah, just the second match. I feel like it just had everything, you know, like just brawling and just working with Mike, and I think our first ring match. Confirm or deny?
When was this?
Confirm. PKM 3, which is 2012.
That-
Yeah. 2012. So yeah, that match.
Was that a
For
stiff
sure.
match or was it just straps?
Definitely, you know, stiff. You know, like they had the barbed wire moonsault, which is one of the craziest
Oh,
things.
yes, I was indeed there for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
crazy,
alright,
one
yeah.
of the craziest things I ever did.
Silly fucker.
I did one spot actually had me doing taking a light tube to Mike's head, doing the Kawada kick, and then busting the light tube, and the shards of the light tube actually cut like some of his hair. He's like, "Oh, my hair's falling out,"
Wow. Okay.
and then he had to grow his hair out and have a faggot haircut. So that's why that is.
That wasn't required. It was optional.
I'd like to keep sexual slurs to a minimum, please.
So no nigger faggots.
For now.
What's sorry?
Nigger faggots.
Yeah, none of that.
Like down in
Neighborhood.
Hanover or whatever.
Don't worry, I said something highly.
Are we doing that?
The what?
No.
No, we're not doing that.
No, we're not
What
doing
are we
that.
doing?
So what's the next question?
I've lost track of my own show and I'm not even 10 minutes in. Cheers.
Well, hey, you wanted this shit.
Right, okay, so
Cheers, sir.
cheers.
Sergeant
So-
Slaughter's on
sorry,
your fucking cup too?
sorry, I haven't even cheersed off. Like, you should really do that. I'd like
There
to
we go.
do it.
What a host.
But yeah, so keeping on the line of like favourite things, very standard questions. What would you say is your favourite show you've ever been a part of? And Chris, I'll allow you to open this up first.
Favorite show I've ever been a part of. I'm gonna say my very first super show, WrestleFest 2.
Right, okay.
You know, it was my very first show that I traveled to with friends. Stayed over at Jay's house with Jude. I had my first like big, I guess, you know, what's the match you had?
Dream match.
Breakout match.
Breakout match. There we go.
Breakout,
That's-
okay, yeah.
My first breakout match.
Ooh,
That was
that's good.
I was a nobody, and then I wrestled Jay in a main event of his own show. Wasn't supposed to be an event because the cops came and shut the show down, but this experience, everyone remembers their first big experience traveling with friends, spending the night at somewhere, that even their house or hotel, and it's like, just, you know, the moments leading up to the show, like, man, what's it going to be like to meet people that you watched on videos and then finally able to be there with them. That'll always hold a special place in my heart. So
Yeah.
definitely WrestleFest 2. That was so long ago. What was that?
How many years ago was it?
9 years ago.
9 years ago. Wow.
9 years ago.
So you're not gonna wrestle next year? You know, scoop, make it 10. 10 years?
I mean, I have been wrestling for 10 years, I guess. A little longer. But, like, as far as being on the scene,
Yeah.
no, this is like,
No.
I mean,
One more year. Come on.
No,
Make it 10.
I don't know. You might see him wrestle a couple times, but I don't think he's going to be out and about like he used to be.
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens.
Certainly.
I call the itch.
You
We'll see
will
what
miss it.
happens.
You
We'll
will
see.
miss it.
No confirm or deny that.
Okay. There's no reveals here on the show. Cheers, Chris. Russ, what would you say your favourite show has been? Something you've participated in, or not even participated in, like just enjoyed?
Well, that's horseshit because there's never been a show I haven't participated in. But it's hard to really say which one was my favorite because I went to quite a few of them. But I would say there's a couple of ties there. Like when I first met Kris, like that RLSW show, that was one of my favorites just for as a fan. Like as seeing the show progress. Like not necessarily through my performance, but
Yeah.
what I saw there, I was highly impressed. I thought Kris was amazing, and I was like, dude, this is an awesome wrestler in general because he was like a striker like I was,
Thank you.
but not so much. Like he wasn't as submission about it as I was, but he knew how to lock shit in. However, I don't know, man. I would have to say probably one of the WrestleFests that happened at the Cooperstown show, where I really got a taste of like super all around things. Like, because I mean, there's guys from Pennsylvania and here and there at their LSW show, but at the Cooperstown, I think it was WrestleFest where actually Doug and Kenny wrestled. I wrestled.
Yeah.
I wrestled Sid Blade, Danny, and Rush, and that wasn't too bad. It was just like super exposure for me to the community in general, like which I wasn't too used to because I didn't have a vehicle. So, that whole night, that whole time of hanging out and everything else was fantastic to me, and I would say that is a prominent like first place tie with what was it, BYG 6 or 7 that I wrestled in that church out in Mount Carmel, and it was me and Richie against the Stepdads and Purple Haze.
Okay.
Like, I'd say breakout for me was that show because people were like, Russ, you got destroyed, and I didn't feel a goddamn thing.
Oh, right.
Because the Stepdads hit their finisher, people thought like my whole chest caved on itself, and I didn't, like, it wasn't bad at all. So that was like my breakout show, but my favorite would probably have to be that WrestleFest 8 because just the hangout, like, it's the first time I was exposed to people hanging out, drinking, having a good time. Nobody really gave a crap. People were smoking left and right. I think that was when me, Doc, and Sky and JM Grunge were all like smoking ridiculously in the trailer. Maybe it came after that. I don't know. I'm old, so
Not that old.
I'll drink to that.
comparatively speaking to some of these fuckers. However, yeah, there's, I'm very non-specific with that one because it's hard to elaborate. But I would say WrestleFest 8 was probably my favorite, like, exposure to the community in general.
WrestleFest 8. So you actually said something that's going to segue on to my next question about bumps. What would you both say is the worst bump, whether just the pain of it or the aftermath of it? What is the worst bump you've taken? Russ, you're laughing, so you have an answer.
It wasn't a bump I took, but it was a bump I created. The worst thing that I was involved with, because I was an idiot, I took BRB up on my shoulders and did this stump DVD onto my knee. This is at a Grabgasm a couple of years ago, and we, before the match, had agreed to not take it to the outside of the base because it was all snowy and shit, and we didn't want to fuck around with it. The first thing we do is push each other off the base and just brawl on the outside and get our shoes all fucking like wet and shit. So my like wrestling shoe was super slippery and wet. And I pick up this giant motherfucker up on my shoulders and hit him with my finishing move, and it twisted my foot and it folded in half. So that's like, it wasn't a bump I took. It was something I made somebody do onto me, and I just kind of went, hurt, which probably like should have elicited a lot more of a reaction, but I was just kind of like, I don't want to admit I'm hurt, I'm an idiot, and just rolled over and pinned him. But I would say bump-wise was at that BYG show where I took Danny and Marshall. Like, that was the sickest bump I took that I was completely safe on. Like,
Really?
yes.
Oh, okay. Chris, bump, your scariest bump, whatever you want to call it.
It was actually 2 years ago at PKM. I set up. It was my Allentown death match with Mike Damage.
Yep. Another one.
So we had this guardrail set up, and I had him laying across it. And the idea was for me to moonsault. He rolls off of it, and I miss. So I kind of just hit a nice clean moonsault on the guardrail. Good reaction. During the match, Mike kept telling me, "You're going to the wrong corner. You're going to the wrong corner." I'm like, no, I got this. You should listen to him. And I go in the wrong corner, and I go to moonsault, and I undershoot, and my knee just smacks the guardrail, just smacks it, and it's the worst pain. It's still to today I have to wear a knee brace.
Because of that?
Because of that, yeah.
Wow.
And like before that, my right knee got messed up when I wrestled Mithril. We did this little cannonball in the corner, and my knee got messed up ever since that day. So I have matching knee braces.
So
but that was the worst, because it was just the worst pain. Like, it was just, like, because I didn't have a knee brace on. I just had a knee pad, and that was it.
Right.
So I moonsaulted up top rope, and it's a low ring, as you know.
Yeah.
It's not like
you don't say.
It's not a full size. I would imagine what would happen with a full size.
Yeah.
But I think I'd have to say honorable mention would have to be when I jumped off a 10-foot ladder and I broke my T11 vertebrae. I was at a 2XW show that happened in 2008. Was the reason why I actually stopped wrestling for a while, because I broke my back, literally. Like, it was a T11 vertebrae, cracked it. And the doctor said I probably should wrestle more. And I took the word from him. Like, I can't do this anymore. I got into comic books. I found different things to keep myself occupied. Eventually, my back healed after a while.
Yeah.
But I was wrestling hybrid in the match, and I was afraid to crush him from the height. At the last minute, instead of actually falling at a senton, I felt like he seated. So I kind of just jumped off a 10-foot ladder and seated through the 10-foot.
Oh, so you compacted your spine on your own.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because at the last minute, I'm like, I'm gonna hurt him, and I'd rather hurt myself before hurting someone else,
Fair
especially
enough.
like hybrid.
That base has no give.
Yeah, no give whatsoever. It was like wood, tarp.
No, it was wood, a pillow, tarp, basically.
Yeah, but it was like someone constructed a back patio and made it into a base. It was like actual framework. There was no give. There was no nothing to make it give. So, yeah.
Wow.
And on that note, I'm going to add an honorable mention for myself because I realized when you talk about scariest spot, when I almost shit myself, was in that.
How was that? How was that feeling? Because I've never had that.
That's called taking a top rope power bomb from Renegade, and him trying to hook you for a pile driver, and then you had to turn it into a power bomb in midair off the top rope.
Ooh, was that?
That was a WrestleFest that I
Here?
made it the Russellfest.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the only honorable mention, and it was only scariest, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta adjust in midair, but it wasn't like I had it. I'm not like, how dare you? I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And I think the me farting kind of propelled me into the correct position. It was kind of like, yay, I bumped it.
Wow.
Scary as fuck though, but I thankfully never had anything like that happen to me.
I legitimately just.
No wonder, Sarah. I was always wondering why you went back and forth with wrestling in general, and now it makes a lot more sense.
Oh, the breaking back, yeah. And actually, because I started wrestling is because I met BXW. So if I would have never met them, I probably would have never wrestled.
Yeah, we never met your boy Richie.
No shit.
Showtime. Showtime. Well, I'm sure we'll get to that guy.
Oh, yeah. Let's segue on to Showtime.
That's where we're debuting this show, on Showtime.
Both of your opinions on Showtime. I'm going to go with the Russ first.
Yeah, let's softball this one in, huh? Showtime, I honestly thought he was a prick when I first met him. No, I'm just... Well, no, I'm just saying, in general, I honestly... Not to say that I did have a high opinion of him. At first, I was kind of like, oh, why is this kid acting so cocky? And I truly believe for the longest time he was. And then after a while, he actually did show quite a bit of humbleness to himself. He really did. And he wasn't as disagreeable as I thought, when it comes to random people and meeting them and shit like that. At first, I thought he was a bit of the cocky motherfucker, and now I know it's Moolah.
Oh, that's not talking about that. I love him.
I'm kidding. Moolah's great.
Yeah, I'd go.
But Richie, there's behavioral traits that you can tell are just kind of off. You're just like, really, buddy?
Yeah. I've only met him once, so I can't really.
I just think he was full of many awkward interactions.
Maybe twice. I don't know.
Didn't he snub you the first time?
The first time I ever met him, I went to shake his hand, and he kind of just moved out the way. So I was like, "How you doing, man?" Oh no, I'm actually stretching. Fuck off, man.
Ow, my shoulder.
I came out here. I was in the house. I walked outside and I saw this guy that I hadn't seen. And this was the first show I ever went to, so I was making a big deal of shaking his hand.
Right.
And I see this guy and I'm like, okay, I haven't said hello to him, so I'm going to say hello. Put out my hand to shake it, to shake his hand. He saw me. That's the worst part. If he didn't see me, okay, Richie, you done goofed. But I saw him. I went to shake his hand and he just kind of went, whoop, and turned away while I was in the middle of an extended handshake.
I'm gonna have to drink to that.
It's one of those things where you have to kind of go like this.
Oh,
yeah, I'll just check in my hair real quick.
So yeah, that was my first interaction. Then I saw him a couple of days ago and he was actually a real cool guy. So yeah, I'm with you. Richie can be a bit of a shithead.
Yeah.
as hardcore Holly likes to say.
Kris, what are your opinions?
Yeah, next question.
No.
Oh.
no, this is not how it goes. This is Sam Jude, whatever it's called.
Jeez.
Carry on.
This is gonna be long.
Well,
That's fine.
we've got time.
Okay. Well, like I said, I broke my back and
Oh
I was
no.
done wrestling.
This is how we segue into this?
Yeah.
You're talking about your back being broken.
This is a really good segue, actually.
Oh boy.
So I break my back, done wrestling.
Okay.
My sister actually tells me that she goes to school with someone that likes wrestling. They do wrestling like I do. And I'm like, yeah, all right, so whatever. And then I see like media from him. I'm like, oh, these guys are pretty good, and I meet them and stuff. And, and I
Oh no.
I know where this is going.
I don't. So.
no, I met Richie, and I'm like, wow, it reminds me of myself when I was like starting wrestling and stuff. So I took him under my wing. I showed him everything I knew, and then I meet the rest of this fucking fed.
Oh
and,
no.
And like they're all right, but like I won't get into specifics or whatever.
Don't
but-
shoot on me, you fuck.
Oh, were you in Richie's Fed?
Richie was in my bed.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he was there.
Pardon me, stagehand Mike. I didn't know you had a Fed.
And I'll tell you what, that's actually I liked him so much that I went to one of their shows. It was like in a field, some kind of field. Baseball.
Was it a Field of Dreams?
It was for somebody because I ended up taking Richie to WrestleFest 8 for a super show instead of some other people. So
You didn't take me.
I didn't take him. I didn't take my damage.
And everyone hates you for that.
Hey,
That's your biggest flaw in this
I know.
community.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you do.
No, they
No, I
don't.
don't.
They hate me for like a second and then they go.
Well, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. It's like, oh, man, you brought the wrong person. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And there's no, like, you show people only so much, and like you can't change their character. You just
Yeah.
show them how to wrestle. Like,
Okay.
You can lead a horse to water if you're. Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
can't
a
make
white
them
term
drink.
for you, but bottom line, like,
So I'm really white.
yeah. No, man, like Richie is the kind of person that he really forgets his roots.
Yeah.
Not like a lot, like everyone else didn't. I feel like he forgot his roots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like sometimes forgets like I trained him and then his core fed, and I don't know what's his deal with Kris. Like they team up, split. I don't
Team
know.
again. Yeah.
It's weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
So that is your kind of. You think, in essence, that he forgets his roots somehow.
Makes
So it
him
comes across-
wishy-washy.
Yeah.
I showed him I showed these guys a lot better. One thing when I first started showing these guys, I feel like that's one thing that I can say I can leave, stop wrestling and I can leave behind is be accepted, you guys. Like I showed them everything I knew. And one of the first things I showed them I do is just show respect, shake hands, and
Yeah.
be humble.
Ooh.
Because that's what
Really?
Yeah.
I never got that from those two at first. Like, dude, I was coming here for like a year and a half, 2
I know,
years, and I'm just
I know.
like,
That's why
Okay.
I can only show people so much.
let me be candid real quick. We're in America, but Moolah just learned what, like 4 months ago that I smoke.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, like the Mary
Transition,
Jane.
Russ. You have a lighter.
No, I'm
But like he just learned 4 months. This is how much
That's-
those guys pay attention.
Well, I know that's
These guys, they
also
get
a
wrapped
big
up in
flaw, too.
themselves,
It
so it's
gets it just rubs it rubs off the wrong way.
Yeah,
It's-
like
um,
I can understand where you can have difficulty with that because it's like kind of like they keep themselves so much.
Yeah.
They don't really look around them.
Yeah, I know
Straight
like
up with my smoking.
I know like I
bring that about, but
like I trained damage, but everyone got trained by someone. I feel like
Right.
I show them like the basic stuff, the basic shit,
Yeah.
like a basic bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Basic bitch, yeah. I know.
So they're all my basic bitches. Like I showed Mike basic shit. I showed Richie, Kris, Marky, D-Mac. Those 5 guys. I showed them all their stuff. And then eventually branched off. Like Mike branched off with Don and learned stuff from them. Marky branched off with the Morris and learned stuff from them. D-Mac.
what's wrong with D-Mac?
He stood a basic bitch, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay.
And then, Rich and Kris, they kind of, I don't know,
Pretty much.
they learn they learn what they wanted to learn from everyone, I guess. So,
Not really. Sometimes. I don't.
what? Not on camera.
Okay, you can go over there and do it.
But-
no problem with me.
No, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, I can,
Was there no personal issues with him?
with
Yeah,
Showtime.
Yeah.
No.
Were they all just wrestling guys?
They were. I feel like I showed them as much as I could, and they kind of just like, oh, I know enough. I'm a superstar now.
Sorry,
No, I get what you're saying. Like, dude, like, I had a hand in training Scotty in two-step. I really wasn't severely involved with two-step training because, like, Doc Sexy actually, like, focused on him as well.
Yeah.
But, like, like you said, like, I just showed basics, but I still love two-step to this day. Like,
Yeah.
there's no... Scotty on the...
Scotty.
Which he's... Exactly. And that's how unfortunate it is. But, like, I would say just take away the fact that they're still involved. And even though they didn't hit the respectful stage right away, they are definitely there now.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
they're definitely, like...
And, you know, Mike used to say this a lot as a joke. He would say, like, Mike, himself, Marky, they advanced, like
Yeah.
they kept learning and getting better and better, and they stayed at like just the shit that they learned. They never like.
Well, that's why I like
learned.
Kris where he's at now, because over the last year and a half, he's been showing.
I think a
what
lot
he
of that
can
counts to
really
like them not traveling either, and them not wanting to travel.
Absolutely.
Now that Kris,
Chris wants to, but
traveling with them was awful.
yeah. I mean,
No one
they
would
would
take them anywhere.
Yeah, they
would
wouldn't.
mooch
They
the
wouldn't
whole
bring any
time.
money. They'd mooch off people.
Like it's really
which
hard to
doesn't make
enjoy
a
being
successful
around
traveler
Yeah.
at all.
And then eventually at the end of the day, it's like, who is this guy? Who trained this guy? That comes back on me. At the end of the day, there's a paper trail that will lead to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're involved in the gestation, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just happy they're at where they're at now is like they're good. It's unfortunate it's the last year,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that people can't continue from beyond.
Of course,
this.
absolutely. Just because this is
Beyond.
ending. Yeah, just because this is that doesn't mean this is like it for wrestling. Like what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this shit will keep going on and on and on.
So
It'll stop it.
Didn't mean to take you over.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I like the conversation. So obviously you've given your opinion on Richie. How about your opinion on other people? I want to know from both of you who you're most hated. Like if they went to a show, I know it's my last episode. If they went to a show, you'd go, you know what? I don't know whether I'd go to it. Not that you wouldn't go to it. It's just kind of like I don't know whether I want to go to it because
Shit, that's a tough question.
it's a tough question. Maybe even not so much. Not go as far as to say that you hate them, but someone you really don't like, someone that maybe I wouldn't expect you don't like. I don't know, but someone that just rubs you up the wrong way, who isn't Richard.
That's really rough, especially I think for both of us, because that's one of the few things we have in common is that we don't really.
No hate really from here. I mean, you can answer.
But I don't like. There's nobody like people be like, oh, he's gonna say B cubed. That's not true. That's bullshit.
What was the shit with you and BQ?
He just had a surprise plan that as many people do when they hold a super show, and it was a surprise that I totally knew about already, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that, but it was actually the same show that was wrestling Warren and Soy Boy, and I just happened to walk through here because they had the whole curtain over here for their entrance and stuff like that, and I had to go take a piss. I was about to walk through, and Jay's like, "You fucking tell anybody, I'll gut you like a fish." And I'm just like,
Wow.
I didn't know I was in Popeye, but okay. But I was just like so fucking annoyed because this guy doesn't like. I've known him over the years, and he just didn't even have the awareness that I'm not that dude. And I'd be like, guys, this dude's in here right now. That was the only problem I had. It's just like, dude, like have a little bit more awareness that I'm not that prick. Like I'm not some brainless stoner. Like even though I do smoke, it's not like thank you. But that being said, it's just like it's not like I'm a complete asshole. I'm not gonna spoil shit for anybody, and that was my major thing. It wasn't even like my feelings were being hurt or anything like that. It's like, dude, have a little bit more awareness. I'm not that guy. I just had to piss, so I just turned around my heels and walked away. Anyway, somebody that I hate, I'd have to say Scotty Skills now. Like definitely, because I mean, if anybody has any recollection,
Actually, can I ask you a question about him?
Sure.
Does he this is probably a stupid question. Does he really have AIDS? What's going on with that? I've heard that over the years.
I really don't know.
I've heard that over the years.
That's it's kind of possible. It's not even like a shoot thing. Like I
mean,
really
I've heard
don't know.
I've heard it. I mean, you're up there in New York. It's like I feel like you would know more than I would.
Yeah, it may be just a dirty rumor. Oh no! Wait a minute. No, it's a complete rumor, I believe. Because from what I remember, it was a complete rib. Like the guy used to team with JS, like it was a Martel original.
Yeah.
Me and the JS.
The JS.
Yeah. Justin Starr. He actually got trained by
That's when you
people
were
down.
Incarnation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it was actually as I was making the transition to the Russ. But he had called Scotty posing as a doctor, which Scotty's an idiot, so he believed it, and he banged a girl who at least had HIV.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
yeah, like it may not be a real thing, but sorry, Scotty. But, you know, like, yeah, I think that's completely hearsay. It's not even a real thing. But it's, I mean, living in Amsterdam X amount of time and banging X amount of girls that are very well known, if you will. Wink.
Yeah, I figured since you're
possible,
here, you know.
But it's possible.
But
It's possible. I don't know, but I don't think he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay then, Chris, you're not getting out of this one.
Do you have anybody who has AIDS?
No.
Shit. We don't get the same questions.
Do you have anyone you dislike or even hate in backyard wrestling?
Oh, yeah.
Well-
What's on that question? Sorry.
it's fun.
Well, hate's such a strong word.
Dislike, strongly
You know,
dislike.
Yeah, but later.
I don't
Despise.
necessarily hate anyone.
Yeah.
But as far as dislike as a person, this is a pretty standard answer for this question, I believe. But Arkham.
Yeah.
Arkham.
Did I say?
I don't like Arkham.
Arkham.
Yeah.
What was it that you didn't like about it?
Just all the stories over the years, just like, you know, him stealing people, and he almost did something here with Warren, I guess. I don't really remember the story too well. It was during the GYWN versus Radical Movement match. There was like some shit happening. It was on film for like a second or two.
Yeah, it was like they were in the crowd and they just started arguing almost out of this
What was
Yeah,
that?
and you know,
during, this is goodbye 2011. During the
Oh.
main event, they just started
Okay.
almost fighting during the main event.
Yeah.
They weren't even in the match.
Yeah. So, another thing too, like I just joined the link when it was ending.
Okay.
So, I was that generation was full of hecklers, you know, just like and we have hecklers, you know, but we do it lightheartedly, where
Oh,
back
no, that's the
then
mean-spirited motherfuckers around.
they were
Trust me.
malicious.
Yeah.
And he was malicious when it came. Like if you did just one
One
little
thing,
fucking
yeah.
thing wrong, like he would just like berate you, and like it was just it was very difficult to be coming up at a time like that.
WrestleFest
And-
8, he shit all over me.
Yeah. Like,
All over me. And I'm just like, that was this dude's spot and this dude's spot. What the fuck do you expect me to do?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you fucking suck. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like he didn't. That's one thing too. Like, I might not like the guy, but I'll always see if I see him, shake his hand. Good seeing you. Like, how's everything going with him? 'Cause I know he's pro.
And I'll
like-
actually even add this in. He's very cordial and very nice. He's not. And I'm not even saying that like if he has a problem with you, he will say it to your face.
Yeah.
He will not keep it hidden.
Yeah, which
Like,
is always very.
which I actually respect a lot
Yeah.
more than other people who are like, oh, that was shit, but I don't have the heart to tell him.
And, I mean, I'll be honest. He probably like if like he came to a show, he probably wouldn't recognize you right away. You know what I mean? Because I don't know him like that.
Right.
And I've only seen him a couple times at shows, but every time I've you know come across him at a show and I just like insinuate a conversation, it was kind of like a
Forced thing.
just stare straight ahead, like yep, yep, just kind of like trying to have you know what I'm trying to say.
That is
right?
a commonality in Jersey, though. Like guys like King Tech.
Yeah.
Him. Bose
Yeah.
is actually very, very nice.
Yeah, Bose is great.
Very
Great guy.
personable.
Very great
But I'm
guy.
just saying, like in general, like when it comes to shows, they usually just kind of chill and just watch the show and just be like, "This is shit," because
Yeah.
they know wrestling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, do they really though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, they've gone on and done things for themselves, but that doesn't mean that cuts anybody else out from doing so.
So that's
Is that,
yeah.
is that your answer? All
and,
right.
and just to add to that, you know, like anyone who steals from anyone, it's just you're a shit. You're a piece of shit. That's no
I
matter,
agree.
No matter,
Tumanello.
no matter who you are, you know,
It's not the Tumanello.
if you steal your shit, man, and I don't like you, like, cause you, no matter what it is, you work hard for what you have.
Yeah,
Whether it be fucking $1 or $100.
Let me bring up a current topic that was on the GBYW one. That brings me to Puck Stuffer.
Yeah, I was gonna say him too.
Dude. In a charity case, love the kid to death, but he's never going to do anything good with himself. Ever.
I don't think I've ever.
No, you don't
Yeah,
ever need
yeah,
to.
that
There's a
was
reason why you
great.
haven't.
MYE. I don't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah. He's one of the Martel boys, but he's stolen from Martel. He is stolen from Connecticut. He stole their belt one time, and like it got returned like a month and a half later after like, and I think at that show Auburn knocked him out, like one hit, right? Yeah. And the kid just recently started begging people to like start going to shows. Now my question is, how the fuck are you gonna get to those? And not only that, but who's gonna trust you anymore, dude? Like, when you alienate that many people, like people that are very close to you, Martel put his neck out for that kid so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
And he, like, granted, Martel may have been in his little, like, collectible world and shit like that, but it doesn't mean, like, hey, steal a figure or two or steal this or that and fucking try to pawn it off. Like, that's a guy who's trying to take care of you.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty fucking shitty trait to have, like, especially with a community that's so willing to take care of each other.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I do. So yeah, we're gonna change it up a little bit now.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's not gonna be so serious.
Boom.
That I thought that was. What would you say, if any?
And his
Obviously,
emotions dry.
if any, your favourite, you know, this is an English podcast, technically, or video podcast.
Oh, crap.
What
We're
is
gonna have
your
to be cultured.
Yeah, what is your favourite UK backyard wrestling match? If any, like you can be very honest and say you don't know.
I don't.
That's
I
fine.
read, like I told you, I
Yeah.
don't watch shit like that, so.
No, that's fine.
I won't say like a match, because I haven't, you know. But I remember back in like 2007, there was a video released of like, I don't remember the Fed, but I remember. I could be wrong. I apologize. I'm very bad with the names out there. It's the dude that likes to do the lion salt, but he has a corkscrew to it. He does it a lot.
Tara?
Yeah, he's in that video a lot. It's just, I think it might be a best of 2007. I remember watching that video, just being like just blown away by all this stuff. I think they might have went to Visa versus World that year. So I think there's a clip of
That's really cool,
Storm
American
Cable
Idol.
Driver off of like
The gym halls.
no, I mean that clip might have been there. I think it might have been on top of a garbage.
Ah, yes.
So-
That would have been.
Oh, dumpster.
Dumpster,
Yeah.
dumpster, yeah.
Fucking pyro and
Leandros.
yeah.
Could be,
Pyro-
because that was when we
Yeah,
went
yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's part of
It's just a
Leandros.
video that I remember watching and being like, this is amazing.
I think that was best of.
Yeah.
Um,
And actually, you know what? Now you said Leandro. I think I might have seen Leandro wrestle somebody, and like there was a Fed that had mats just straight up.
NIW.
So yeah.
NIW. Steve
Okay,
Farrell's.
yeah.
Steve
Oh,
Farrell.
you know what? Actually, yes, I did see. I have seen one match. Now that I'm actually thinking more and more. They were called the English Wolves, and they wrestled. Versus they wrestled two other guys. I remember seeing. Yeah, the one dude. I forgot who it was. I don't know. I guess I don't remember the name. But he did like the indie kick, but he had like an extra spin. So it was like a 540 indie kick in the match. And I remember seeing it going, wow, this is crazy.
English Wolves.
Yeah. Have you seen that before?
Chris,
I
I'm gonna punch you
have,
in
and
the
that's why
face.
like when you're describing it, I'm just like, I have seen this clip, but
It's not a ring. It's in like it might be NAW. It's like
NAW.
indoors, but it's like gym match.
Just
yeah,
match,
yeah,
just
it's
yeah,
like
just
on the
match.
ground. They just,
But they're really good. Because
I
Lee went there.
want to punch you in the face because I know who that is. And then if you'd have asked me the exact same question, who my most hated people are?
it'd be
Wow.
those
No,
guys that
it
call
wasn't
them.
them two. Josh Wall, coolest motherfucker ever. Like he's like the Chad on the internet. He's a little bit of a prick, but in person he's a lovely guy.
Sweet as fuck.
Yeah.
Jack fucking Fox.
I thought you were gonna say Diesel.
Is he
for a
part
second.
of the English?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Well, this might have been the new one. I think they might have ripped it off. I don't know. Jack Fox is a scrawny cunt. Look, you sat there at RCWA, like the 100th episode of RCWA. It was a big thing for us, and at that point in time, I was their biggest heel, and that isn't a joke. I was doing like the America gimmick and stuff like that. You know, trying to pretend I was American and shit.
This one jokes.
I was doing that. Fuck you, Joker. I was, yep. I was doing, I
I
was,
feel so bad because I feel like as soon as the words English Wolves left my mouth. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah, no, but like not Josh at all, just Jack. It was ISW 100. I was sitting there, you know, oh yeah, this is going to be one of my showcase matches. I'm probably the biggest heel at the moment, part of a faction, which was, don't know, and I was meant to wrestle Jack Fox, and Jack Fox, at that point, Steve said to me, look, Sam, you're going over. I went, yeah, cool, you know, it's kind of a little bit more strict over there in terms of you're told who's going over. It isn't like, if you're in kind of like a throwaway match over here, not a throwaway match, but like, it doesn't really matter. You can picture it yourself.
Are you talking about yarding or?
What?
Talk about yarding.
This is yard.
Okay.
This is
Well,
yard.
I mean, there's some people that do care about storyline where it's like, oh, this person has to go over. That does occur here and there, but like you said, like with a multi-man, usually like there's throwaway matches. I know most of the people that book shit around here is like, have an awesome match. Who cares who wins? 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
none of us really do.
Yeah.
But it was benefiting a larger story. They wanted to establish me as the top heel. Now, like my group had Tim in it and Dan the Vertigo. These guys that had just started travelling to the US and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know, it's going to be a big deal for me. You know, I've wrestled Jack before and me and him worked okay. Jack comes up to me with a drink in his hand. And this is a big thing, you know, I'm drinking right now and I'm going to drink a big can and stuff like that. We're not allowed to drink our shows. Because it was the venue. We weren't allowed to. The venue don't have a liquor license, anything. Just like in Massachusetts, you can't drink in their home.
Wow.
So the guy comes up to me with a fucking pre-mixed Malibu and Coke because he's a pussy. Walks up to me and goes, I like Malibu, but I ain't gonna have one of those pre-mixed can shit things.
Oh, that's very shitty.
So he comes up to me and goes, you know, Steve's told me that you're going over, but I want you to beat me by DQ. I was like, no, Steve said I've got the overclaim. No, I don't think you're that good yet.
That's some fucking lame duck sauce.
Yeah.
And I went up to Steve and went, I ain't wrestling, mate, because I'm going to kill him. I'm really going to hurt him now. He wants to tell me that I'm not good enough. And I was like, I ain't wrestling. And then he was like, oh, no, it's not that, you know. I just want all of my cronies that hadn't been wrestling for a long time come out and beat me down afterwards. But they'd only come back for one like event.
Yeah.
Because they were part of ISWA ages ago. They were only coming back for one event and they were like, oh yeah, we want to get our spotlight, so we'll get our shine on the top hill group, but then disappear again. It ain't going to build to anything. It's just going to be, oh yeah, we're having fun, yeah. And it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
You're a cunt. So, yeah, it
The
wasn't...
end of the last EWA show.
What's that? Come on, tell us
Well, there was a cluster. Like, we're doing an invasion angle in EWA, and
Not the last one, the one before it.
whatever. I wasn't at that one. Doesn't count. But like, we're doing an invasion angle main event. People from Connecticut jump into the ring and start beating people up. It was a super show that had a bunch of people.
Yep.
Everybody jumped into the ring, and so many people were confused. Like, I remember at one point, Doc just looks at me and was like, just beat the shit out of him. Mass confusion because people didn't understand that's all it's supposed to be, and they just thought, like, let's have fun.
It was meant to be chaos.
I don't know if that was
What happened?
Look,
Oh, just book
I
himself.
got someone else back out of the show.
He's back to the show.
Oh no.
Oh no,
book
Tommy
any
Cobrin, you killed a woman.
I
hope you can sleep at night, you fucking cunt.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you killed a woman. You are a murderer. You are on the same scale as Chris Benoit, my friend. No, don't give me He killed a woman, and he's not remorseful
No,
about it
I
at
thought you
all.
just meant as Benoit's skill.
No, not wrestling wise, murderer wise. Yeah, he's like Jimmy Snooker.
Russ, fun fact that happened in this town.
Yeah, Jimmy Snooker killed a girl.
Nice.
Was it a hooker?
A rat.
Oh, it's just a rat. He pushed out the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right over where the White Castle is.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like I was dying after White Castle, so there's two people that have nearly died outside there. Yeah, so now we're gonna get a little bit more lighthearted. Okay, this is just gonna be random off the cuff stuff.
Okay.
What is your favourite Billy Gunn match?
The one where he used his ass.
No, I want specifics here. This was not a joke.
I gotta think.
The dumpster match against Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack.
Boom, he's got that. That is a good match. Now you can't use that match.
Ha!
Jeez. Oh my god, right on the spot. All right, so a match on SmackDown maybe where he became the one Billy Gunn.
Oh, with the piercing in his belly button.
Yeah, the one
that's
Billy Gunn.
sad.
I think he wrestled maybe Kidman or something, and I remember he started debuting the body press, right?
Yeah.
The military press, but then he used one hand. I always thought that was cool, and so there you go.
I think Russ has just died. I'm really actually quite scared right now.
There you go.
Okay, no, that's very good. They were two acceptable answers. Your favourite bra and panties match has ever been?
Bra and panties match.
Yeah.
Russ, go ahead.
Russ, are you okay?
No. I am slowly devolving to a pile of bullshit.
All right, you know, it's not my favorite bra and panties match, but I would say the Gravy Bowl match between Trish Stratus and Stacy Keibler on SmackDown. Very good.
Yeah, Stacey Keibler was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, we're
So it's a
talking
Gravy
about
Bowl match.
answers
Whoever
for the
threw
favorite
the
woman match.
woman to the Gravy Bowl.
No, just bra and panties match.
Fucking Gerald Briscoe versus Morris. You guys retarded? No woman could do a real broadcast.
Great fucking answer.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm fucking pretty drunk right now. That shit hit me hard.
Yeah, you're sweating really good right
I
now.
know. I need to take this shit off right now.
Take it
I'm
off.
working on it.
Take it
Alright.
off. It's fine.
Yeah, have your own little Brian thing.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Brad. It'll be against you. And you're sober.
Yeah, I'm winning.
Mike, you killed me with that shit, bro. Nothing. Shut up.
Just give it. Oh, no. I nearly died as well once, but it's fine. I thought I was having a stroke.
I have really good weed right now.
Ah.
No, it isn't. It nearly made me have a stroke once.
No, that's not the same stuff.
Oh, good.
I thought you were talking about the bakery.
Yeah, I am.
Are you?
I have really good weed right now.
Like bakery?
No, not cookies.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna lay down again.
Okay.
Don't mind if I fart. Oh,
Or
fuck.
spilled beer.
No.
I just saved your jacket.
Oh, it doesn't matter. None of this matters.
This is a good show. It's good.
I'm kidding. The whole recording matters. I'm just saying the whole beer spilling doesn't.
All right, we're gonna have an attack of flies again. Like last year's PM.
Listen, you stop referring to the rest of 3BW like that.
No, because they'll just set their chair. No, are we shooting?
I kid.
This always degenerates into a show.
I-
So fucking go for it,
Well,
Holmes.
no, they just kind of like
Hover
little
around their
3BW
area.
island.
Yeah.
Do you want me to break it up?
I-
If you
I'm
come
not
to the
gonna
show,
put it-
would you follow
I can't-
us? We're gonna say it in
I can't be the only
3BW.
one host there, right? Right?
What?
Little 3BW clique, they kind of stand there and they kind of cheer for their own guys.
No, they've gotten
They're getting
way
better.
better, dude.
Nah,
Because
that-
they've gotten used to people. Like
Okay.
they actually had to start
Fair.
traveling and
I
started
don't
to get.
travel much.
Yeah,
No, I understand.
I filled,
like-
I filled my traveling quota last year. I traveled
You're
twice.
going off of based off the experiences that you've had here, and like, when was the last time you traveled to a show? Was that
NYE.
3?
Oh, that was a great match, too.
That was
Right.
a great match. That was
Wasn't it?
That was you and
Wasn't it?
Gerald Briscoe. An evening gown.
Hey, you didn't wrestle at NYE, did you?
No,
You don't fucking
I-
say, man.
What the hell?
I did some shit, I guess.
Oh,
you hit
sweating
you
like
hit,
a woman who's on her maternity
Mula with
leave.
a Bushido code, and he
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, he knew.
Oh, did he know?
No, he didn't know. But he knew. As soon as I went behind him, he's like, oh, yeah. I remember this.
Shut up, Sam.
Oh.
I went through my birthing pains. I know. Sorry.
Right, okay. We're gonna play a fun game now.
Fuck.
A fuck, marry, kill.
I've not
And
played
you
this
know
in years.
what? We're gonna start with Chris Urban.
Oh,
And
boy.
we're gonna give you the same question I asked Mike.
I do all three to Chris.
This
That's
is,
not what we're doing.
This-
Okay, go ahead.
This is gonna be awkward as fuck for you right now.
You damn right it will. be.
Okay.
This is quality television right here.
Jessler,
Quality television.
Sarah,
Legit.
and Casey.
Okay. I don't know
No,
the
I'm
third
good
one
now.
though.
Casey, Scott,
Just let it out.
Drake Cannon's girlfriend. Scott
Okay.
DeVos.
She didn't
Rat.
like-
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, fuck. Sorry.
Thank you. I need to hear this. This is one of the best questions I've ever asked.
What was the question?
Fuck, marry, kill Sarah, Jessler, and Casey.
I'm under the microscope right now.
Whoa, man, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I asked Mike this exact same question. His answer was cold.
I can't.
Don't worry, Kris. I'm on lookout for you.
Jeez. Are people gonna see this?
Maybe.
Like all four of
maybe
them.
not.
All four of them are going to say this. One of them is going to be Pam. I will send it to her.
Fucking evil.
Oh, I can bleep this out for you. If you want, I can bleep this out for you.
Okay, so I don't know. We'll say kill the Casey girl because it seems like she kind of
Would accept it.
You know. I'm just saying like like she kind of.
Killable? I know.
It's not killable, but just
You chase her down an alley with a bloody knife. I got you.
I don't really know her, so if I don't know you, I gotta kill you. I guess.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
what I'm telling you.
Fucking urban streets, man.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
All right, Mary.
Oh boy. Here comes the punchlines.
Jesus Christ. I don't really know the other two like that. Like I just.
Okay, I'm
Come
just
on,
saying.
give your honest opinion. Which one do you prefer? What about a life of sadness or
You know what?
one
All right.
life of fun?
All right. So here, what? Tell you what.
Fuck you.
You might just insinuate a gang war, my friend.
Uh-oh.
I'll accept it like a gentleman.
Oh, white people
Yeah, look
scary.
at Rad.
Answer the goddamn
I'm
question.
Ready to rip.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna steal Mike Damage's answer.
Okay.
You can go back, you can view the tape,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Mike
just
Damage.
you. Well, you.